In Vedantic literature, the concept of Shunya or emptiness is very important to understand the feeling of space. So if a room is filled with lots and lots of furniture, we think the room is full. Supposing we take out all the furniture one by one, what happens? You think there is nothing. The room is empty. There is nothing. There's no thing in the room. But there is the space. And even if you remove the walls, there is still space. So in Vedanta, there's a very beautiful explanation of a pot. When the potter makes a pot, do you consider it, is the space that creates the pot, or is it the shape of the pot that creates what it is? If there was nothing inside the pot, is it still full? So they have a lot of exercises like this for you to think of the concept of nothing. I have nothing, I want nothing, I need nothing, right? Every time you sit for meditation, we're encouraging you to move from the world of the form, of the world of things and shapes and emotions and feelings and events and situations, to a world where it's all formless. And we encourage you to do the breathing. Breathing is your first connection with nothing. Yet, when we are out in this world, it is impossible to do nothing. Try it. Try it even for one day. Try it for an hour. It is impossible to stay in the world and not act. Even an act of remaining silent is an action in itself. So all action is not one that is proactive. Sometimes just by remaining quiet, just by remaining silent, just by not participating, there is action. There is something that you are saying, something that you are, a statement that you are making about what you do. So very often I will tell you that if somebody hurts you, smile at them. And the world might think that that's the coward's way out, right? It's not what successful people do. Successful people have the last word. They fight, they struggle, they show their personality, they impose themselves over everybody else's thoughts and feelings. But just action all by itself is just chaos, is complete chaos. Unless you are connected to your source, right action does not emerge. Action by itself is a series of things without meaning. That does not constitute a good and successful life. From the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to sleep, you are continuously involved in this world. Whether you like it or you don't like it. Before you came here, a bunch of things were going on. We were put in at birth and we will be removed at death. And in the meantime, the 50, 60, 70 years that we're here, or even more, we need to act in the world as if we are doing nothing. Because ultimately it means very little. If you look at all of civilization, all of life on this planet, how many years have we been here? Millions of years. So what is our life? It is a speck in the ocean, a drop of dust. It is nothing. To act with nothing to gain, nothing to receive, nothing to become better. There's nothing to be received, nothing that is lost, nothing that is gained. Yet in that nothing is everything. It's like that perfect circle, that shunya that we talk about. From any point on that circle, the distance to the center is the same. It is perfect in itself. In the same way, if we continuously suspend ourselves in eternal time, time that keeps moving, our actions will be those that are needed. Those that are needed. And we will be able to hold back from stuff that is not needed. Because as long as you are engaged in this world, then there is the thought, oh my God, he got the job that I should have gotten. This should have been done before, that should have been done later. For the jnani, for the person who floats in the world, it's all okay. It's done out of what is necessary. All action is done because of what is needed. It is not worth your while spending your time thinking, what am I going to do if my house catches fire? If your house catches fire, you will do what is the right action. You will run out of the house. You will save your children or save the people around the house. Right action in times of crisis emerges on its own from the source. So to say that I want to sit and do nothing, yeah, we love it. We're so busy all the time. You try sitting and doing nothing for 2 days. You won't be sitting doing nothing, because what will happen? You'll be stuck in your mind. Now I'm doing nothing. I was doing so much stuff. I was such a great entrepreneur. I was a manager. I was doing so much. Look at me. I'm sitting doing nothing. It'll be a time to self-deprecate again. Doing nothing is never an option, except when you meditate, except when you fast. Doing nothing is the training that you give yourself when things are very difficult. Because when things are very difficult and when you have a situation, reacting to it from instinct sometimes does not work. It is better to pause, to breathe, and then respond. This way you float on the world. Nothing affects you that much, because already the whole process of meditation has created in you this shift of consciousness, where you feel like there is this space, the space of nothing, where everything is okay, everything not necessarily perfect, not necessarily how our mind would like it, but it's okay as it is. When you get that attitude, that feeling of living in this space of shifted consciousness, you're moving very close to the Creator, to that which knows. And it is that which you have to bring into your life. And even as you do, you have to imagine that you're doing nothing. Nothing that we do, nothing that we say has not been done or said before. We are not content creators. Every thought that has entered your brain is passed through the brain of millions of other beings. Nothing that you do or say is going to remain on this earth permanently. It's all gone into nothingness. You have to remain in this chaotic sense of this world as if you are in deep meditation. There is a very beautiful image, a beautiful video, I will share that with all of you, of the essence of Shiva, what we call the Shiva Tatvam. And Shiva is very misunderstood by the Western world as being, how can a man have 4 arms and how can he be dancing? But if you look at the Shiva, is there a Nataraja that you can take out? The Nataraja pose is Shiva doing the cosmic dance. And as he dances the cosmic dance, his one leg is raised and the other leg is in a half-seated pose, right? What we call the Aramandi. This is the Nataraja. There is a ring of fire around, a ring of fire, that all of the cosmos around him. And his hair is going in all directions. He's got matted locks, yet the look on his face, and you can't see it very clearly, but then some of the beautiful images is as if he is in deep meditation. Shiva is considered to be the Adi Yogi, the first yogi that ever existed. And it is because he is in deep meditation that creation takes place in his dream. Right? And the prayer to Shiva, when we pray to Shiva, we pray to him as being part of creation, preservation and destruction, so that he continues to stay in meditation, because as he begins to open his eyes, that's when the world starts to dissolve. That's when the earth starts to dissolve. That's when all the cosmic fires begin. It is his dance, deep in meditation, that keeps the world as we know it. Very interesting, and it's a deep understanding that while he's dancing in this Nataraja pose, he is perfectly composed. His hair, there's chaos everywhere. His hair is all over, matted locks all over. But through that, he is almost as if he's doing nothing. Beautiful. It is beautiful. So this is what we learn from mythology. Whoever conceived of this has to be a genius, or has to have been given this insight from the source. Because to understand it at a very deep level, to understand the science or the thinking behind it, or the way it applies to our lives, that requires deep intellectual understanding. And when we begin our understanding of life as an intellectual thought, and then we take it deep inside where there is nothing, that's when it becomes part of your DNA, part of who you are. And then as you open your eyes and you live in this world full of things happening, creation, going on and on and on, stuff happening all the time, evolving, changing, all the time, you face this world as if in deep meditation, doing absolutely nothing. yet part of this huge cosmic dance. That is the beauty. That is why I say Om Namah